What's up, kids? I'm here to talk about SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah. Do kids these days even know SpongeBob, like the good one? Well, you might not know, but way back in my day, this show was actually good. It was the Simpsons of kids' cartoons, funny, clever, and iconic. These days, SpongeBob is like, well, The Simpsons, a crusty old relic that is floundering amongst the fresh and innovative cartoons of today. So yeah, SpongeBob kinda sucks right now. Even the best new episodes are probably worse than this episode or this one. Okay, maybe not that one. And yeah, that one's definitely worse, but the point is that SpongeBob has seen better days. It sure ain't no Rick and Morty, although I think it was just as good as that or any of the great cartoons in its heyday. We grown-ups all know the story. SpongeBob was once the best cartoon ever until creator Steven Hillenburg left following the movie, after which the show slowly but surely declined, becoming a hollow shell of a once clever and subversive masterpiece. Interestingly enough, Hillenburg himself had wanted to end the show following the movie, so it wouldn't jump the shark, and because he and others had felt it had hit its peak, an assessment that has proven to be prophetic. However, I'm not here to condemn Nickelodeon or anyone else for continuing the show, and how could you? The movie was pretty damn successful, and really, how many of you would have been opposed to its continuation back in 2004? Hindsight is 2020, people, and considering a contemporary cartoon like South Park had continued and arguably improved after its climactic movie a few years prior, the idea that SpongeBob could follow suit was hardly far-fetched. And after rewatching the movie for the first time in years with my fellow dorm mates, I realized two things. One, this movie is frickin' awesome and would have been a perfect end to the series. And two, moments like this epitomize what made this series so great and ultimately what its legacy should be. Sure, it's one of many cartoons that can serve as a cautionary tale in seasonal rot, but there are no absolutes when it comes to human creativity and art. If somebody has an idea to share, then let them do it. And worst case scenario, you still have the same amount of good materials you would have had the artist never attempted to continue. Not to mention, art is subjective, so even though there may be a majority dislike for new material produced by formerly great artists, there are still going to be people who are honestly grateful that they exist. People are going to love things that others despise, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So now that we've got all the background and my philosophical approach to art all sorted out, let's get into some in-depth analysis about SpongeBob. What makes this movie stand out and allows it to be accessible to people who have never seen the show before are the attitudes it takes towards its narrative. The story centers around SpongeBob and Patrick going on a perilous quest to recover King Neptune's crown. Along the way, SpongeBob struggles with his natural inclination towards being a kid and the more mature way the society around him expects him to act. SpongeBob's journey to affirming his identity is easily my favorite aspect of the film, both for its powerful character development and overall message. Rather than conforming to the traditional archetype of a hero, SpongeBob embraces his youthful nature and in doing so is able to accomplish what no macho crusader could have. The dichotomy of the mature, conforming adult and the free-spirited kid is made apparent throughout the film. The adult world is full of apathetic, slovenly, mouth-breathing, inbred dimwits, and ironically, Plankton's mind-controlled masses could probably be considered an improvement from a utilitarian perspective. Authentic maturity in this world is never portrayed in a positive light, while SpongeBob's youthful spirit and optimism allows him to stand above his contemporaries. Mindy straight up says that kids rule.
Kids rule.
Yeah, okay, Mindy, thanks. I just said that. How about you go ruin the new Jungle Book movie now? Everybody knows Ka's supposed to sound like this guy, not some blonde bimbo. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. Anyways, further note that the two scenes where SpongeBob proudly flaunts his kid side show him overcoming dire circumstances through the application of what I'll call the magic of childhood. This wonderful, potent message is what allows this movie to hold a particularly hallowed place in the hearts of the generation who grew up with it. Maybe this is why the new episodes suck so much. Whereas SpongeBob's charming individualism was previously portrayed as a positive trait, these days the writers show it in a negative light, as the source of asinine conflicts and torment. By ordinary, new SpongeBob is quite literally the antithesis to early SpongeBob. The show and movie expanded upon the themes and style of Rocko's modern life in juxtaposing colorful and youthful protagonists into a drag, cynical world. While Rocko was more sort of along for the ride in his world, SpongeBob is blissfully unaware of it. The reason he was so funny alongside characters like Mr. Krabs, Mrs. Puff, and Squidward is because they were the exact opposite of him. Greedy, pessimistic, pretentious, and on the whole unhappy. In the movie, you have extremely vain and heartless characters like King Neptune and Dennis to play off of SpongeBob. These days, humor is all too often centered on the manufactured folly of these two rather than their kid-like interactions with the world. Rather than being subjected to the harshness of reality, these characters have themselves become antagonists. This is why kids who grew up on SpongeBob say that the show today is unrecognizable and fundamentally different, because it quite literally is. The movie climaxes with a profound statement about embracing yourself and your inner child. The themes in the show and movie built up to this one triumphant moment which perfectly encapsulates the ultimate message and attitude of the series. This is why ending it all here made so much sense. You could no longer carry on these same ideas into future episodes without them paling in comparison. In this light, it makes perfect sense why the show changed direction afterwards, as they simply had nowhere left to go but down. Doing so allowed them to approach this universe in a new way. Of course, this new way ran the series into the ground, alienated the original legion of fans, and ruined an entire generation of kids by poisoning the well with this vacuous debauchery of the greatest show of a generation. Damn you, SpongeBob! Damn you, you yellow-bellied two-tooth cheesehead!
Actually, we're men, lady. But thanks.
And so, my final verdict on the SpongeBob movie is, it's hella good, aw yeah! Not only are the themes fantastic and powerfully delivered, but in addition the film is packed with some great jokes, cool new characters, and material that can appeal to both fans of the show and newcomers. This movie solidifies SpongeBob's legacy as the cartoon of its generation by embracing the zeitgeist of the millennials, that I am free to be whatever I choose, and I'll sing the blues if I'm not. Well, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, subscribe it, and share it around with anyone who wants to. And if you like this and you want to see more, be sure to check out all these other cool videos in the series and whatnot. All that, it's good. Do that, do this, do yourself. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video unless I don't, in case, well, don't. But yes, goodbye.